alright, I know. Keep working on it until you get this thing open. I hardly expected you to tear it down straight away. Alas, what a solitary fate it is to partner oneself with beasts who can't even speak the human tongue. If that bothers you so much, why don't you talk with us more? Yeah, you're more than welcome to chat with us if you're feeling lonely. Chat? I thank you for the kind gesture. However, beings can coexist peacefully in packs because they lack human intellect and cunning, whereas I found it difficult to trust two brilliant representatives such as yourselves. What's the matter, Moriarty? Why don't you trust us? We haven't gone behind your back or anything. No need to worry, Yellow. He's just being theatrical as always. He has nothing against us. Not really. If I may, I would entreat you to show a little understanding for a poor soul in exile. Please allow me the slightest indulgence of my nature, which has been suppressed for so long. Well, if you put it that way, I guess it's fine by me. Now let's talk business. We've done what you asked. Have you? I certainly don't see any trace of the great detective or her old friend. I seem to recall asking you to bring them to me. Unless you're hiding them somewhere for a birthday surprise. We did try to get them for you, but your beasts weren't as fast as you promised. Besides, you never gave us full control. That's quite right. You clever little monkey. This brings me back to my days as a criminal mastermind. You see, my second-in-command was always scheming to get more power and usurp my position. Not to fret, my friend. I'm quite certain you gave it your best. After all, you were against a great detective, albeit a projection, as if confirmed. There's no need to feel ashamed that we were unable to catch her this time, nor does it imply any deficiency in our beasts. In fact, I have every faith in their potential. After all, they're part of the law of nature. The laws of nature? Yeah, I suppose you may not be aware of this. Ancient philosophers from my world regard the cosmos as being comprised of basic elements of water, fire, earth, and air. A drop of water, a tendril of flame, a handful of dirt, a wisp of air. They may seem insignificant on their own, but you just can't eliminate all of them. You cannot eliminate any constituent element, for in doing so, you will be taking on the cosmos on its entirety. The monsters appeared when the great detective entered the forbidden ground today. There was no sign of human machination, nor any effect of your laws. So those monsters are a kind of fail-safe from whoever composed the basic principles governing the cosmos. I can even assume they derive from the same source of power that had held me captive all those years. Thanks to you, we have extracted the core of this fail-safe from the ruins and tamed the monsters, thereby bringing us one step closer to the truth that we are also interested in. Maybe, when we finally unveil the truth, though, I'd appreciate if you keep it short and sweet. I'm not sure I follow. You're saying that these monsters are tough, right? If that's true, why do you have them banging around in front of the forbidden ground? No reason in particular. I'm merely curious as to whether they could tear off the door keeping us out. The great detective uncovers some rather unexpected funding from her little venture there, and I've yet to see them with my own eyes. Are you jealous of her? Moriarty shook his head without answering. Unfortunately, the entrance here is tightly sealed, but I found that the beasts, like the detective, remain unaffected. What I can do, however, is send them to explore the forbidden ground for us and bring back any findings they uncover. I suppose you've already found something. That I have. The Forbidden Grounds, or the Ark as it used to be called, constitute a self-sufficient ecosystem. We simply have to repair it. This way, it will become an ideal hideaway, hundreds of times more advanced than the temporary base in the city. I can't tell if you're being serious or not. You went through all this rigmarole just to find yourself some version of Home Sweet Home. In part, I should rebuild my criminal empire in Hesperus, opposite to Phosphorus. Anyone who swears loyalty to me, including you and the three little brats, will be allowed to enter my domain. All except for the great detective, that is. As for her, I may just kick her off the bridge. Is that really what you want? I wonder if all you really want is just a place to stay, and after you establish Hesperus, would you be able to get along well with us and with the residents of Phosphorus? A long moment passed before Moriarty said anything. It was the first time in the entire day that he had fallen silent. I find your question rather intriguing, voracious Vita. Before answering, I too have a question to ask. How did it come to pass that you were the first Vita who decided to follow a villain such as myself? Me? Let me think. Well, first of all, you promised to unveil the truth about the world and prevent the imminent calamity that is upon us. Seeing our beloved city descend into turmoil is the last thing a city representative like myself would like to see. If I can uncover the truth and prevent this catastrophe by taking orders from you. Besides, it's not like you've done anything really bad yet. We're all aware that you have nothing to do with the Honkai beast, and you didn't mean to harm Fuhua. You've been kind not only to Blue and me, but to Fred and Pete as well. Sometimes I wonder about how terribly lonely it must have been for you to be locked up in that display case for so long. Maybe that isolation would make you want to cherish your subordinates so much after getting out. Anyway, I don't mind following you because you technically haven't done anything wrong. And last but not least, Blue also says it's okay to follow you. I'm not as smart as him, but I trust that his ideas are always right. If Blue says it's okay, then I have no problem with that. I see. Thank you, voracious Vita. I thank your honesty and your trust for me. In my opinion, you deserve a reward. Yes, in return, I decided to. Execute the next step of the plan in advance. Mindful Vita widened his eyes. Everything happened in a split second. It must have been the first time in his life that Blue acted impulsively. There was no time for any kind of premeditation. Acting on gut instinct, he yelled out, "Yellow!" He took one step forward, but the surrounding bees quickly closed in. Minutes ago, they had been heeding his order, but now they were radiating a palpable and savage hostility. I'd advise caution, Blue. I have their core now. Besides, if anything should happen to you, who would be in charge? You need to calm down. Calm down, then think like crazy, like you always do. You. Moriarty's smug tone made Mindful Vita want to disobey, but what he said made sense. When did you make up your mind? What do you mean? Whether to abandon you or to attack her? Not that it would make a difference. After all, you've never believed in my childish aspirations. The lonely Moriarty wants to rebuild his empire of crime, you say? Only simple-minded children would fall for that. Or in this case, voracious Vita. But even that would be enough. A sinking feeling began to form in the pit of Mindful Vita's stomach. Don't look at me like that. We're not so different, you and I. What? Don't you agree? Did you really think I wasn't aware that you leaked that information to the great detective? No matter, I played along. Whether you were aware of it or not, I stood to gain quite a lot by allowing you to trick me. Thanks to you, I now know exactly where she is. Are you going to set up an ambush on the base? Isn't that obvious? Thinking. Always all this thinking. The only thing that ever comes out of it is treachery. Tell me what you really want. You've had the core and thus control over the beast all along. You've had plenty of opportunity to tear us to shreds. There's no need to have us return before striking. Besides, you could have taken us all out in one fell swoop. Why are you attacking Yellow in front of me? Yellow is your hostage, a bargaining chip to gain leverage over me. You want to make me so desperate so that I'll give you something you need, something you can't obtain. Do you really want to know the answer, Mindful Vita? I suppose it wouldn't hurt to tell you, though this entire conversation is quickly becoming an exercise of tedious repetition. The only reason why this is happening is that you have miscalculated. What do you mean? You said I've always controlled the monsters that needn't strike now, but what if I'm simply waiting for you to let down your guard? That talk with voracious Vita about my future plan must have put you at ease. You thought I was deceiving her because I still need her. You've been protecting her all this time. You know better than she does of the danger in cooperating with me, so you try to keep her in a safer position than yourself. Tell me if I'm wrong. Unfortunately for you, you misjudged the situation. I didn't trick her because I needed her, nor am I keeping you to make use of you. In fact, none of this has anything to do with your supposed value. It's good to be calculating, mindful Vita. It is a shame that a utopia like Phosphorus affords you so few opportunity to familiarize yourself with true villains. You miss out on countless possibilities that would seem unfathomable to you. Moriarty took a step closer as beasts raised their weapons. A real villain does not rely much on calculated premeditation. Generally speaking, the sword is in fact mightier than the pen. As for the reason I'm doing this to you, it's because I want to. I never was a fan of awkward silences. Looks like it's just me and them now. Moriarty glanced at his slaves surrounding him. There was not the slightest trace of disappointment in his expression, but neither was there any joy. No matter, it won't last long. They'll wake up again in the future. They're oblique too. Much like what you have always been doing. I do wonder what kind of mind and veracity you'll encounter the next time you return. Not that it would make any difference for you. After all, now that I've obtained the city's representative's clearance and the means to activate the Forbidden Grounds, half of this world has already fallen under my control. Enough dawdling. Time for the next act in our tragedy to unfold. This happened when Fu Hua first came here. In a corner of the supposedly peaceful city of Qiming, abrupt noises could be heard. Stop! You monsters! Keep your hands off the city! That voice, it's... Fu Hua looked toward the source of that voice and saw a petite girl evacuating fearful residents. As a result, the berserking Honkai beasts turned their attention to her. The girl could not hide the trepidation in her face, but she did not know how to handle the situation. She could only shout with all her might. Get out now, or deal with these monsters.
大姐姐，你一个人真的可以吗？放心，你先离开这里。总感觉这些崩坏兽有些暴躁。
With the crisis resolved, Fu Hua prepared to leave, but saw the young girl was still standing nearby. Thank you for saving us, miss. You're so strong. You look and dress the same as the other Vitas, and the color on your clothes. You must be voracious Vita. Yes, although I've not formally introduced myself, you're right. You can just call me Yellow. I've heard a lot about you from the records that the other Vitas uploaded. Yellow smiled amicably and seemed genuinely happy to meet Fu Hua. Yellow and Blue are both avoiding the other Vitas and working alone. Perhaps this is a good opportunity to ask what they're doing. Oh no, Blue emphasized that I shouldn't talk to you. He said that I was too honest and I would spill everything when asked.
一定问一下就什么都全说了。
What should I do? I promised Blue that I would keep everything a secret before it's resolved. Let's not put her in a spot. It's fine. I won't ask about both of you. You can continue to keep a secret. Speaking of which, why are you working alone? How would you have handled that crisis alone? About that, she looked around and only stepped closer to Fuhua after ensuring that nobody else would hear her. I came here to complete an important mission. Important mission? Yeah, it's because of the anomaly in Qiming. How are you going to investigate the issue alone in such a huge city? I've already discovered the anomaly. Voracious Vita inhaled deeply. Miss, there's a very strange smell in Qiming today. You're a guest, so it's natural that you don't understand. The smell belongs to a gas that is commonly used in Qiming. Because it's easily combustible, this sharp scent is intentionally added to it. I heard that there was a problem with the seal on this batch of gas. I came here to check on every house and keep an eye on their usage. Do those rampant Honkai bees have something to do with the smell? A problem with the gas seal, that's sudden. Sounds like there's something more behind this matter. It worries me to leave Yellow to deal with this alone. After all, she does look very gullible. Looking at the determined girl, Fuhua couldn't help but step forward. Yellow, how about we investigate together? Are you also curious about this issue? Actually, how should I explain this to her? Would it be hurtful if I explain myself directly? Let me think. Alright. When I arrived here, the Vitas took good care of me and I managed to familiarize myself with the city thanks to all of you. Now that such a severe problem has surfaced in Qiming, it would be great if I could offer some help. You're willing to help me? Awesome! Fuhua wasn't good at lying, but Yellow did not doubt her far-fetched excuse and hesitant tone. This made Fuhua a little guilty, and she could only make up for it with her full cooperation. Then let's begin. Where should we start? I asked several children. They don't know anything. Maybe it's because children lack wariness. Let's try asking adults. What? Always smelling gas in the city? I haven't heard about it. By the way, I heard strange flavored candies are popular in Qiming. I wish I'm brave enough to try them.